Ego lifting. That is the topic for tonight. And what is ego lifting? Where can you find it? Can you buy it? Or is it something that is inside of you that you have to locate on your own?
I don't know. Tell me.
So I think this is some pretty good example of ego lifting right here. This is 135 pounds. And I actually worked up to this weight doing a set of like 21 or 22 reps, and then I went into rest pause that followed into drop sets. Now you could be looking at this form and being judgmental and like, oh, you're swinging, you're not getting a lot out of this. You're not, if you lowered the weight and cleaned your form up, you would get so much further ahead. But to be honest, I did the whole slow down, control the reps, super clean, awesome form. And only thing that happened was I got weak and I got small. My arms are right around 18 inches, and I train my biceps in 3 different planes of motion. I train from the bottom to mid, full range of motion, and then from middle to top. And I like to try to push as hard as I can, whether I'm using body English or like what I like to call anti-reps, or rest pause, drop sets, anything I could do to push the body further than what it's capable of doing in a way that's not going to get me hurt. Now, you might say using this heavy weight is dangerous, but with my body English, it's not really dangerous. I'm still overloading my biceps like crazy. And to be honest, the last 8 weeks of training, I went from barely being able to curl 65, 70 pounds for 10 reps up to 135 pounds the way I'm curling them right here. And it might look sloppy and ugly, but now curling 70 pounds, 80 pounds, I can do that very clean, very strict for close to 20 reps. So I went from struggling, not even barely getting 10, to doing super clean and effortlessly.
You know what the bad problem is with me? I do the, what do you call them? Like the little swingy ones?
Dumbbell curls?
No, I know what the exercise is, but what do you call me? Not the ego lifting, but what do you call them?
Cheat reps.
You had a fancy word for it. You just said it.
Anti reps.
Yeah, I do that with just 15-pound dumbbells.
Well, we do it when we must.
For my curls.
Well, there's no right or wrong time to use them. Like, there's some movements that you want to be strict, but I've tore my hamstring doing squats. Perfect form, slow, negative. I mean, warming up with 275, I was doing a set of 6 with 275, and I ended up actually tearing my hamstring, and I was in the top quarter portion of the movement coming down. I tore my intercostals with only 2 plates and a quarter with T-bar rows in perfect form. I tore my pec bench pressing in a competition and a powerlifting meet. Perfect form.
Right.
I've gotten injured tons of time using perfect form. So when people say, oh, you're ego lifting, you're not actually lifting that. It's like, no, I am lifting it. And I'm probably burning way more calories than you're lifting using your perfect form. And your weight may be harder because it feels heavier, but my weight's harder total overall because I'm using more mass. I'm using more weight. I'm using more aggression to move a heavier load. And even if I'm not 100% using my biceps, I guarantee you my biceps are getting worked to a point where they are 100% engaged, even if I'm using a little bit of hips and lower back. And let's be honest, if you're not using some lower back when you're training your biceps, are you really training your biceps?
Well, like I think you might have mentioned it before. I don't know if it's been on the podcast, but you can only stretch your arm one way, right? So even if you need help getting it back up, I actually feel like my lift helps, like the little ego lift for the swinging to get it up and then controlling it and going down versus hurting myself with going slow up. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the way that I've always viewed it, whenever I was powerlifting was I don't care how slow I can lower something down that I can pick up. Clearly, if I could pick it up, I can lower it down. I can lower it slowly. Like that's no question. If you can pick it up, what's the hardest part of the lift? Picking it up. What's the easier part of the lift? Lowering it down, right? So if you can pick it up and that's harder than lowering it down, why are you going to waste energy lowering it slowly? You lower it slowly, you're wasting energy, and then you can't get as many reps. So what I like to do is I like to push my reps for as many as I can get, regardless of how terrible the form looks. And then start doing a static hold or forcing negative. So it's like cheat it up really hard and then control the negative slow. Cheat it up hard, control the negative slow. I don't ever feel like doing negatives in the beginning and going down slow. It's going to be beneficial whenever you can still get more reps, because that's the hardest part of the lift. It's like with deadlifting. It doesn't matter how slow you lower the deadlift. It only matters if you get it up. In the powerlifting meet, I know bodybuilding is not powerlifting, but in the powerlifting meet, it's, did you lift it? Did you lock it out? It doesn't matter if you slam that to the ground, as long as you hold on to that bar and you go down as fast as the bar does. It doesn't matter. You got it up. That was the hardest part of the lift. I guarantee you they can control it on the way down, but what's the point?
Well, I guess I kind of explained it wrong. What I'm meaning is I'm not doing the swing in going down. Does that make sense? I'm swinging, getting it up, but I'm more controlled going down. I don't go like, well, you can't see me, but you know.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. You do the anti-rep on the way up. You use the cheat, the body English, to get the momentum, to get the weight up. And then you try to control and savor the movement, the rep, by doing a controlled negative.
And I don't do it the whole time. I do it towards the end whenever I want to push myself to do more.
Yeah. And just to be clear, we like to use negative, positive. I know isometric and, well, not the eccentric and concentric, but not everybody knows what not everybody knows what concentric and eccentric is. And I think that confuses a lot of people, and a lot of people, I think, try to sound overly educated in using words like that. It became really big in the powerlifting community using eccentric, concentric, because of like bunch of dumb meatheads wanted to sound smart. But ultimately, we like to simplify things here, and we like to keep it as dumbed down as possible. So cheating the rep, whether you're doing a positive or a negative portion of the rep, it doesn't matter as long as you're pushing your muscle to the extreme. I had a conversation the other day with somebody, and they said, well, if you control the negative, you get more time under tension. It's like, okay. Or if you get 10 more reps, you get the same time under tension. The only difference is you're doing a harder lift and you're getting more volume, which is more time under tension. Because you can count volume as multiple different things, but you can count it as how many times did you pick up 100 pounds? 10 times, that's 1,000 pounds of volume. Or you can go, no, reps and sets. It doesn't matter how much weight's on the bar. That's volume. Reps times sets is volume. And other people go, no, reps times sets times weight is volume. So you take the weight, you times it by the reps and the sets per muscle, and that's how much volume you did. I did 30,000 pounds worth of volume on my biceps. Next week, I'm going to try to get 34,000 pounds worth of volume by doing 2 more reps. So you could break it down as far as you want to break it down. But I think the biggest thing is people get too caught up in the form. And we talked about this yesterday about what perfect form is. And if you're, like you said earlier, the function of the bicep is to contract the arm, the hand, the palm to the shoulder. That's it. The only thing is to bring the lower arm to the upper arm, to the shoulder area, or lower it back down. Doesn't matter if you're twisted in, your elbow's twisted out. It doesn't matter if you're on a preacher curl, a cable, a straight bar curl, an incline curl, a preacher curl, concentration curl, machine curl. Like it doesn't matter. It has one function. You have 2 heads of your bicep, and I don't care which way you rotate or crank your wrist or your arm. If you train it hard enough in any position, you will activate both heads. There's this big argument of like long head, short head, long head, short head. This is how you train one or the other. It's like, yeah, but you realize they work together. And if you train them both, well, let me rephrase it. If you train the movement hard enough, you will develop both heads. You're not going to not develop it. It's just, you can't. It's impossible. You're going to develop both heads of the biceps. It's not like, oh no, dude, you only did preacher curl bench with a wide grip. Look at how big your inner head is, your long head, but your short head has 0 development. It looks like a 13-year-old child. It's never happened. I have never seen anybody that has a massive like long head and a tiny short head, or vice versa. I've never seen it. I've never seen it happen. Show me someone who's only trained the long head of the bicep and they have 0 development on the short head. Show me. You could put someone on a straight bar curl and just give them the unlimited amount of weight and tell them, look, you have one movement and you have ample amount of weight. And they put 100% into that movement, both heads are going to grow. Doesn't matter which way you grab that barbell, both heads are going to grow.
Is that why my sweater's getting tight on my arms?
Yeah, you're starting to get those bulging biceps.
well, I know, and I can't even show anyone what I do because I didn't work out tonight.
Well, you're running fever.
Yeah.
You still have the energy at least to get in here and do this part of the video.
Very true, very true.
And I know we're talking biceps because this is an arm night and that's what this is about, but I feel this way about everything. Shoulders, chest, back. Like, if you can get more reps or more weight in a manner that's not going to get you hurt. And what I mean is, if you're trying to cheat preacher curl bench, you're an idiot, right? A preacher curl bench is designed to be very strict and very, very like rigid form. You can't cheat on that because your elbows are literally...
How can you? You're kind of stuck in position.
Right. It's designed to be very strict form movement. So trying to cheat or whip or sling that around, there's probably a high probability you could get hurt. Mm-hmm. But a straight bar curl or an easy curl bar, when you're standing up and you swinging your hips and using your back or your hips to get a little bit of momentum to help the weight start moving, or even kind of like hopping up and pushing down on the V-bar press down or the rope press down, trying to get a couple extra reps or get a heavy load moving to get the momentum to get more reps into your set. I mean, I do think that there are movements that are very safe using body English, and I'd almost argue that it's safer to use body English on those than it would be to use strict form. And there's the latter, where I do believe there are certain movements that if you try to do that on, you are literally asking for injury. You are begging for it. Like trying to deadlift looking like a scared cat with an arched back is not something you want to do. Having a rounded lower back, an upper rounded back isn't as dangerous as people think. It's designed to bend that way. It's the lower back. When you start rounding or getting butt wing, like on the bottom of the squat, that's when you can start getting lower hip impingement and spinal impingement. And you can start getting issues in your hips and stuff like that. So those type of things, you really want to keep it strict. And you want to be as close as you can to perfect on those. But other movements that you can get body English in, why not? Have fun with it.
It's mainly just arms. I feel like I could really, and shoulders is pretty much all I can really do that with personally.
Well, you can do it with back. Wide grip pull down, seated cable rows, close grip pull down. You could whip it.
I mean, I'm saying for me and like the exercises that I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I haven't really tried for the back, but it's mainly when I do my arms and my shoulders, really.
Yeah, for me, I could do it with my back. I could do it with my arms and shoulders. Chest, not so much. So legs, not so much.
You can't do it with like pressing.
Yeah. I mean, if you can, but I think you kind of be all over the place. I think it'd be one of those things that's
maybe
a little bit more.
Euro training?
Huh?
Maybe do some Euro training?
Yeah, Euro training. Look that up. Look up Terry Crews Euro training if anyone's wondering what that is.
That's how I really work out my arms.
Yeah, Euro training. But, and I mean, it comes down to effort and energy. And I'm not saying everyone has to train like this because I don't think this would work for everybody. And I don't think there is any right or wrong way to train. That's going to be a common theme you're going to hear in these, is train the way that best fits your style, that you enjoy doing the most, because whatever
Keeps you in there.
Yeah, whatever you enjoy doing the most is what you're going to put the most effort into. And ultimately, that's what's going to give you the most results. Not which selection of curls you do or which selection of like chest exercises or back exercises. It comes down to, are you engaging the muscle? Do you feel the muscle? And are you having fun training it? And are you putting effort into it? Because if you're not, I don't care how scientific you get with it. You're just not going to put the effort into it. You're going to start going through the motions just trying to get through it because you hate it.
Very true. Yeah. I mean, I don't really love working out, but I like the benefits of working out.
See, I like working out. I love training. I think it's fun. It's like a playground to me, like a kid going to the playground. Like I have fun with it. And I am a strong believer in like, whether you do just dumbbell press and that's it for your chest, or you do 100 different exercises, what comes down to the most of your chest development, shoulders, arms, no matter what it is the effort and energy you put into your training. That's what matters the most.
Right. I just need to find, for me, what helps me train and really enjoy being in the gym is having a goal. So we'll talk about that next time.
Yeah, that's a good talk. We can definitely discuss having a goal.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you on that one. I think having a goal actually will cause you to plug a lot of the holes in your diet and your training, and actually cause you to focus on achieving something versus just being in there.
For sure.
But you guys can kind of see right here in the posing. My arms pumped up to right at 18 inches tonight. I was really happy about that. Some poses look better than others. Some positions look better than others, lighting and everything else. But hopefully here in the next month or two, I can start hitting the tanning beds again. And also too, you can see my rear delts. We talked about this yesterday. My rear delts are definitely dominant compared to my front delts. And you can tell right here in these posing videos and stuff like that.
Get back to it, squirrel.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's it for the video, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.